Hello there, everybody. Hully the Kid here, and welcome to what I like to call the WW-iF, where we take a look at what may have been in the world of professional wrestling if certain events just did not happen. In this episode, we look at what would have happened had the Montreal Screwjob gone in a different direction. We all know the Montreal Screwjob was when Vince McMahon, the boss, screwed over Bret Hart. He called the match when Bret Hart did not even submit to his own move put on him by Shawn Michaels, and he lost the WWF title. So let's look to see what would have happened had things gone a little bit different. So say Shawn Michaels, although he did put on the sharpshooter, it got reversed. Bret Hart put on the sharpshooter. Now, say those two ended in a count out, disqualification, something to that extent. Bret Hart would have still been the WWF champion. However, he had already signed his contract to go to the WCW after Survivor Series 1997. After he dropped the belt to Vince McMahon the next night on Raw, left to the WCW, this would have started Vince McMahon's mind to go in to say, okay, I need a new champion, which would have come up with the idea for a tournament commencing at the Royal Rumble. Now, judging on the amount of superstars at that time, or the highest superstars at that time, I guess you could say, it would have been an 8-man tournament, including Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Big Van Vader, The Undertaker, Mankind, Ken Shamrock, Owen Hart, and Kane. I know some people are saying, why not Triple H? Why not The Rock? There were some young upstarts at that time, but they were still not in the WWF championship scene just at that moment. So this is how the tournament would have ended up. It would have been Shawn Michaels against Owen Hart, Kane against Mankind, Shamrock against Austin, and Vader against Taker. The first match, Shawn Michaels against Owen Hart. Owen Hart would have looked like he would have won the title, but Shawn Michaels would have had Triple H on his side to interfere, much like he did in the 1998 Royal Rumble, eliminating Owen Hart. Shawn Michaels moves on. Kane beats Mankind. Shamrock loses to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Vader loses to The Undertaker. In the semifinals, Kane and Shawn Michaels, it looks like Shawn Michaels is going to lose again. However, Undertaker interferes on the side of Shawn Michaels, choke slamming him through the announcer's table, giving Kane the disqualification and pushing Shawn Michaels to the championship match. In an instance of you get what you receive, in the match between Taker and Austin, Kane shows up and does the exact same thing, choke slamming Stone Cold just in the middle of the ring, disqualifying his brother, and putting the match for Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin at Royal Rumble 1998 instead of WrestleMania. At the Royal Rumble, because Steve Austin was getting such a big push, Stone Cold Steve Austin would win the WWF title at the Royal Rumble. Now, in the Royal Rumble match, The Undertaker, instead of having to fight Shawn Michaels at the casket match, which he did in the Royal Rumble 1998, he would be in the Royal Rumble match, and he would ultimately end up winning the Royal Rumble match. So that puts Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker in the main event at WrestleMania 14 in Boston, where The Undertaker's streak continues and he becomes the WWF champion at WrestleMania 14. Now, this further sets up the match between Kane and The Undertaker at Unforgiven for the Inferno match that actually does go on. It's going to be for the WWF title. However, things go a little bit differently, where Kane becomes the WWF champion. Only in the world of the WWF.